Right, lads, we are back. We are back for UFC 325 in Perth in Australia. We are back, or actually, sorry, I think it's in Sydney, not Perth, but it's in Australia. Volk versus Lopes. Big Diego versus Volk, main event. Last week we didn't do too bad, actually, to be honest. We landed quite a few. The lock went to a no contest, is the way I'm going to say, because it didn't actually happen, because the bet and the irregularities of Michael Johnson kind of ruined everything because, it was made that Hernandez was injured. Look, I'm not going to waste too much time talking shit. We're just going to go straight down to the lock of the week.
Wow. He tapped like 20 times.
He tapped
He's on the backside.
Yes, lads. This week's lock of the week is going to be Billy Alcacana. Look, Billy over here, big Billy. The main reason I'm picking this, as you can see, is round 1 or 2 or under 1.5 at 13 to 10. If you can find this on certain apps, there's certain apps that do it, certain apps that don't. I'll leave two options. If you have Bet365, you can make a bet builder to where he wins and under 1.5. I don't see this realistically going over 5 minutes just because he's fighting Junior Taffa, and Junior Taffa's a brilliant kickboxer. He's not bad in the stand-up, but once he hits the ground, it's like if you flip a turtle on his back. He really doesn't know how to get up. You see it in the Taco Tonko's fight, multiple times inside the Taco Tonko's fight. I don't even think he really had any position. He maybe had a knee on the belly, but like a lot of people could probably get up from it, and they just seem to be the Taffa brothers. Just seem to almost quit when they hit the mat. Billy with his rear naked choke in his last fight was beautiful, brilliant submission, and I do think that's very, very likely to happen again inside this fight. The only real fight of probably Billy's career that was a bit weird, besides coming in on short notice against Bogdan Guskov, which actually had a really, really good fight against Guskov, actually. I thought he looked really, really well even to come in on short notice. Probably the elbow fight. To me, I can understand it because there's a danger in that fight with his striking, and he's not the greatest and most chinny fighter, Junior Taffa has moved down to 205. He was always a bit of a light heavyweight. He was probably around about 230, 226. He probably walks around at a natural like 210, 215, so it makes sense. I just don't think his power can translate to light heavyweight. We saw in the Tonko's fight where he landed some big strikes, but it's his lack of real cardio that kind of lets it down as well, and his lack of being able to really block leg kicks that will kind of make this, I think, of quite a hard one. I can see Billy finishing him in around 1 or 2 pretty easily with the way that I think this will go. I think his grappling is just a bit too high level. Taffa quits when he hits the mat. I don't really think there's a lot more to say. The Taco Tonko's fight proved that realistically Taffa has fought Parky Porter, knocked him out, and then he fought Sean Scherf, certainty 0-2 inside the UFC, who realistically isn't anywhere near the real top level. Yeah, that's going to be the lock. I don't really have anything else to say. Billy is 2-5, so I'm not saying to back Billy to win. I'm not an American, I'm not an idiot. But look, we will go down to the favourites and we will move ahead. Now, the favourites I do have to actually talk about. Down at the bottom right there, Aaron Tangu. His fight's gone because he weighed over the weight, so this is just going to be a 3 instead. So we will start with Cam Ranston. He's fighting Cody Brundage. I do think that's a perfect step up in competition to what he kind of needs. At the same time, for Cody Brundage, he's a 50-50 hit and miss fighter. Like his fight with Eric McCannell, he was in the fight but still lost just because he didn't do enough in the third and got rocked in the second. I can see with Cam Ranston's kickboxing and for how much taller he is, with the reach advantage to be able to finish this fight, would not make me very surprised here. I'd probably say around 1 finish by Ranston. I think he has the ground game to be able to hold it as well. I'm not going to talk too much because obviously he's 2-7. There's not much to talk about. Next we go into Zhang Zhu, who's fighting Olaf Kani. I think Olaf Kani's had a very, very poor run since realistically he's getting a contract from losing to Marlos Santos on The Ultimate Fighter. Again, a fighter coming off The Ultimate Fighter does not fill me with confidence anymore. It's just not a great thing. I can still see this being a pretty close fight because I don't think Ganzu's great either. I could just see a 29-28 decision. He has the grappling advantage here, probably not the striking, but he has the grappling advantage. I assume he's just going to use it. He's going to cut space. He's going to realistically be able to take him down, probably at will, and win the fight pretty easily on decision. And then we go into Billy, as I've already talked about in the lock. I do think Billy wins this one pretty simply. I think he submits Taffa. I'm not going to waste too much time on the favourite ACA because this is the way it is. It's a threefold tenor. I think is back around 30 quid. I know I can't show it in the video, but I think it's in around 30 quid. So Now that we're out of that way, let's get down to the underdogs. The underdogs, I think, actually probably have a lot more talkability here. So we will start with Diego Lopes. I do think Diego Lopes wins this rematch. I think, again, from the first fight, he started to crack Volk late on. I think it was the pressure. Just the same as the Gaethje fight, I think the pressure of Lopes, of him not being able to fall to a lot of shots, and Volk's chin is probably gone a bit more at 37. I can see Diego Lopes being able to go in and land the bigger strikes like he did in the first fight. He got cracked himself, but again, you crack Diego Lopes, he wants to go get it back. I'm not sure Volk has the same sort of motivation, considering he already broke the record for the title. I think it changes hands in Australia. I think it probably goes the 5-rounder. I can't really see Lopes being able to knock him out, or Volk being able to knock out either one of them, but I do think the bigger shots come to Diego Lopes. I'll say that he takes a 48-47 at 5-4. I'm going to have to take it. Next, move down to one that might be a bit controversial to be in the video, but I'm going for it because I think Bam Bam is actually going to come back. I think there's going to be shoeies all around tonight in Perth, or sorry, tomorrow night. I think it's going to be shoeies all around. I do genuinely believe that Tai Tuivasa is going to figure out how to beat Teixeira the same way Derek Lewis did. It seems to be with a lot of his fights, even on the region scene, you keep him at space. He's chinny, he keeps his chin high, he keeps a very, very steady sort of guard. He doesn't have great grappling, it's just striking. I think that Tai Tuivasa's chin can hold up against a few of these early strikes, and he finds the way inside. Maybe a few dirty elbows, maybe mix it up inside a clinch, something along those lines, the way he finished Derek Lewis. I can see Tai being able to just kind of get in there and really make it dirty, and I think if Tai makes it dirty, he'll definitely be able to finish him just the same as Derek Lewis. I can feel Tai is back, and I think at 11-4 I'm going to have to pick Bam Bam. Next we move into Rafael Fiziev. Now Rafael Fiziev is probably the closest lock that I probably had to this card. I do think that him and Rufi is a style clash, a real kind of style mix up, almost is the best way to say it. Two kickboxers who really want to go for the fancy sort of duck kicks, spin kicks. You know, they all kind of counter each other. I think they counteract each other. I can see Rafael Fiziev been able to take it on decision. I just think he's able to do more. Again, he's been unlucky in his last 3. He's fought, Gaethje twice, who is now currently the interim champion, who showed that he is still very good. I think Rafael Fiziev does not really get the credit for how he made the second fight definitely a lot closer. Obviously, the first one he was getting battered with the uppercut, and his eye kind of, shut closed, couldn't really see out of it. He got fucking battered in the first fight, I will give him that. But I think the second one, I think he started to close it quite a bit more, and I think he kind of proved that in 15 minutes, sort of the way that it goes, I think he can take probably a strong 2 rounds against Rufi. I do think Rufi has been very lucky with the competition that he's fought inside the UFC. I think both of them have been actually. Mark DeSessa is not great, and then Bobby Green, brilliant spin kick knockout, but it's not brilliant. With Rufi leaving the Fight Nerds, it's actually kind of hard to say what will happen, because I assume he's gone to a more kickboxing background, into a bit more of a striking sort of game. Can't really see heavy wrestling from either, but if it does go that route, I think Fiziev has the better wrestling between the two of them. He might need to utilize it, but I can see this just being a stand-up war that, Rafael Fiziev takes on decision. I think this is probably, again, I'm going to say 29-28. I think a lot of these fights are very, very close. And we'll move into the last person here, which is Oban Elliott. Oban Elliott fighting John Maskaf, or Mahaskaf, I think so you say it. But look, Oban Elliott, I'm always going to pick my man. I do think that the Welsh gangster is one of the toughest fighters in the division. He'll get cracked, but he won't always go down. He will always try and stay in a fight and make a very, very competitive 15 minutes. Again, I think a 29-28 decision is coming up here. I don't think he has the grappling advantage inside this fight at all. I think Jonathan has the grappling advantage, but I do think on the feet, Orban can piece them apart. I do think whenever they actually do get up into the feet, I think Orban can piece them apart. I think Orban's definitely the better striker between the two of them. He's definitely got the more grit, he's definitely got the more toughness. He's definitely someone I can see being able to hold on for more 15 minutes than anything else. And yeah, that's kind of just how I see it. Yeah, that's going to be the video, to be honest. I really don't have a lot more to say. It's actually going to be a really, really short one. It's going to be 9 minutes. So anyways, if you did enjoy the video, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.